high school in downtown San Diego, so he's got quite a resume, even though he's a relatively young guy. Kickoff goes out of bounds, and of course the flag is shown. That is a penalty, and of course when you're the receiving team, I like this rule that was changed about 10 years ago. You have the choice of course making the kicking team re-kick it or taking it at the 35-yard line, which is pretty good field position. Most coaches will take it to 35 because that's 1/3 of the field already behind you. So looks like that Century will be taking it at that point, and we'll be working 1st and 10 here to start the second half. So Century High School, again, we've seen them be more of a mix-it-up on the offensive plays. They've been more 50-50 than Saddleback has. Saddleback more running-oriented. And we'll see if that will continue here in the second half. My guess is it probably will. Again, your offensive lineman, Mark Zamaro, left tackle. Left guard is Angel Chavez. The center is Eduardo Garcia. Fernando Sanchez is the left guard, is the right guard, pardon me, and the right tackle is Jose Orozco.
As you can see, another fumble on the play with that all the running around the backfield, but good job recovering, certainly by Century. Got to hang on to the ball.
So they hang on. That's about the third, fourth fumble of the day, and they've only. I don't think they've coughed it up yet, but they had the turnover with the interception. And again, look for the play of the cornerbacks and the safeties here as these guys put up, because they've been really tightly covering the receivers here today, especially on those perimeter tosses. Saddleback's been very, very good at that tonight, and I think that'll continue as well. Give us to the deep man. And he had a good head of steam going, and he just got clunks bodies there. A good hard clean hit there by number 20, Reyes. Is that Reyes? Soto, I'm sorry, Daniel Soto. Yeah, so Soto, Antonio Soto, again, senior, 5'4", 162 pounds. And coming in this game, he is also one of the main guys on the offensive backfield. Soto, one of many both-way players, 25 carries for 445 yards rushing this year. So he gets it done on both sides of the ball. Third down and about 6 yards to go for the first down. Ball being snapped from about the 37-yard line. Look out, Caudillo, like a galloping horse, thunders his way downfield, out past the plus 45-yard line, inside to about the 44. But finally is clocked there, but not before the damage is done for the first down plus.
Very good reverse like that. Good job by the cornerback out there. Again, he didn't make the tackle, but he turned him inside, because if he'd gotten sucked in, they got around him, he would have had a lot further he could have gone. Good job turning the play in. First down.
Soto and one other guy involved in the stop, about a gaping gain of about 15 yards. It was a nice play by Caudillo. It was all him, practically up. The ball is again fumbled away. Saddleback covers it up.
That time Saddleback got it.
They've seen 2 fumbles in a matter of 4 plays, and Saddleback alertly falling on that football coach. And you got to like what you're seeing down there. You guys are, they know where that football is.
Oh, most definitely. We're definitely an opportunist team, and we will take advantage of those turnovers. Hopefully tonight, this turnover would definitely be one of the marquee turnovers for the night.
So a little progress there seen to be being made. A good field position, a couple of good, one good offensive, exciting run there by Century, and it's snuffed out. That's all it takes. Put the ball on the ground. Opportunity stares you in the face. All right, Toussaint, the quarterback again. Short shotgun. He's been in shotgun all night here. On the dash there. And that's Salcido on the carry there, who had, again, suffered, I guess, a light concussion early this week, but he's seen some playing time, limited playing time. As he got thumped there, no gain, I don't think, maybe lost half a yard or so. Looked like big number 5 was on the stop. I think it was 5 for Century. And 65. 65 for Century is Alan Escobar. He's got a sack and 15 tackles to his credit so far this season in 3 games coming into this one. He's had a good season for him, playing some heads-up football for the Centurions. All right, 2nd and 10, no gain, 36-yard line. Flag goes down as the play starts. And dashing it down the middle there, he's going to stop his motion and thrash him back. Takes about 3 defenders to finally knock him to the ground there. Numbers 1 and 7 on the stop there. And illegal procedure call. Saddleback, probably a legal procedure there, Knox.
Illegal shift, something like that. Something illegal.
And he got knocked down by Christian Gallegos, who's got 32 tackles to his credit. He was one of the stop guys, and also Jonathan Rosas. Rosas is a junior for Century, helped on that stop as well, and he's got 15 tackles to his credit. So they push him back to, they mark off the penalty to about the 33-yard line, 32-yard line, 33-yard line we'll call it, of their own. Again, we'll get you those linemen there. From left to right for the Roadrunners, Adam Garcia, 3 years a starter. Or pardon me, he's a left guard. Pardon me, Chris Ruiz is a left tackle. Adam Garcia, third-year starter, left guard. Jose Benitez, sophomore, up from the freshman team, snapping that football tonight. They run to the right side here and trying to carve up some yards. Not much there, maybe a yard or two at most. And left defense just kind of shifts along with him, makes a stop. And that was Daniel Moras again. Maybe a couple yards on that stop there. 63, big 63 is Mark Zamora. Zamora, defensive lineman. He has got 11 tackles to his credit so far this season. Again, the rest of the linemen there on the offensive line. Juan Medina is your right guard, second-year starter there for the Saddleback Roadrunners. And the right tackle is Marcos Gonzalez. And Antonio Davalos, also very heavily involved in the blocking schemes as well. He's the tight end. And now we have whistles but no flags, and it's a delay game. Delay game. I'm a little bit surprised. I didn't think they took that much time. So they do mark it off to 5 yards there. So we've seen penalties enough here, and mistakes enough, I should say, in the first half. Combination of turnovers and penalties.
And into the second half, they're rolling in here right now. But a couple of mistakes, couple of fumbles, couple of penalties. They got to get their heads in the game right now.
Those are the plays that the kids know on Saturday mornings when they're watching the films that are going to get pointed out and get broken down. All right, third down and 13 yards to go from their own 30, Saddleback. And Toussaint just flip tosses it to a backfield kid, and he just gets smothered right away. Maybe got 3 yards, and that was it. The shovel pass was complete to Soto, but they needed a lot more yards than that, and they are going to be bringing on their punting unit.
By the way, that's the old shovel pass. And the one interesting thing about that, if he dropped the ball, that's not a fumble, that's a pass. Jack Curtis at Utah, the Ute started that, was famous for that back in the early 50s. He had some good quarterbacks to do that. He had a lot of fun doing that. But the shovel pass is incomplete if he drops it.
All right, in for the punting. Boots it away. Good punt. Return man comes right up for it and gets him around the waist and never let him go.
Good tackle.
Yeah, he got him right around the waist and he had him like Velcro almost. Good job. Punter.
It was 12, but I'm not sure.
That was Toussaint, the quarterback, who made the stop, and the punter there is number 20 there for Saddleback. Saddleback's Boras, Daniel Boras.
I have been impressed with Saddleback's long snapper and punter. They've done a good job all day. They're pretty consistent. That long snapper, such an overlooked part of it, but such a very important part of the game.
Indeed. So field position been kind of even here in the first half. It was a little bit different, or in the second half here, it was a little bit different in the first half. Century had the advantage of a shorter field in general. They had a couple of drives deep, but oh, look out, the ball is bobbled away again. He just lost control of it in the process of running it. Didn't really got hit, but it was also just kind of mishandled, and they lose it on the first play. Saddleback comes up with it again.
Good tackle by number 12 again for Saddleback. Popped the ball loose.
Wow. So Toussaint really playing some heads-up ball on both sides of the ball, Coach. You got to be proud of that. He's getting it done on D and on O.
Oh, definitely. He's actually getting his chance to play some defense tonight. He played a little bit last week, but he's definitely showing what he can do on defense as well.
Looking sharp. So again, good field position at their own 49-yard line. Here are the Roadrunners. Again, they're down 7-6, 7:20 and ticking here. Or pardon me, it's not ticking. Starting their drive, so the clock has stopped. And again, you go shotgun, one back behind him, one to the right, gives it to the deep man. Right behind him, thunders forward for a few, and he gets cut down early and runs into some trouble in the form of a linebacker. And that was number 20, Boras on the play again, Dino Boras. And Boras going to probably get a few more touches than he's used to, because, of course, Franks is not on the field tonight, at least not in the second half. He's not.
Almost definitely. He's definitely a durable back as well. So we're definitely going to switch some things up here. Hopefully we'll get some other offensive plays in here for him as well. So definitely.
Two receivers to the right of the quarterback. Slot man comes in motion right to left. Two backfield kids are in. The man standing right next to the quarterback takes the carry, and the blocking help just breaks down. Nobody picked these guys up. He got thrashed back and hard by two, count them, two guys, including number one, which is number one there is Christian Gallegos. And he had help from another teammate of his. Couldn't quite see who that was. I think it was number 22 for Century. 22 is, let's see here, Ivan Cambray. Cambray has got 10 tackles on the season for this defense, coming into tonight's game in the 3 games previous. All right. 3 games previous combined, I should say. Third down and 8 yards to go from the 40-yard line, the plus 49-yard line. Flag goes down. The pass is caught by the defense. It's intercepted. First interception of the night suffered here by Saddleback. And he returns it out to about the 48-yard line, but a flag is thrown, again, before the play really developed, or at the early stages of the development of the play, I should say. So this could be a illegal procedures against Saddleback. It'll be declined, of course, because, of course, Century's got the football. So we've seen just a swappage of turnovers here. Coach, we got some sloppy play down there.
Oh, most definitely on both sides of the ball for both teams. Hopefully at this point they can get it together from both sides so we can see a really decent game. We are seeing a really nice tight battle, but we just need to clean up the mistakes here on both sides.
I think it was Woody Hayes. You would know this better than I would, Knox. He said of throwing the football, when you throw the football, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
I think it was more. I think it might have been Darrell Royal too.
I forget who it was.
I thought Royal in Texas.
You might be right about
same
that.
Idea.
My dad told me it was Woody Hayes, but he might have been wrong. I think he might have been wrong.
It all worked.
First and 10 from the 47 of their own. This is Century trying to cut to the outside, and you know what? The outside stuff ain't working tonight. You guys are not going to get fooled by that stuff at all.
Not tonight. Defense is very disciplined as far as defense outside play. Definitely number 4
on defense.
So for Saddleback, that was, let's see here, Josh Aguilar. 9 tackles coming in this game. Josh is a free safety. He's a senior, probably returning starter from last year. 5'5", 130 pounds. You got some light kids down there, but again, they know how to play some good football, even though they might not be the biggest guys. I'm impressed. All right, no gain, or maybe a couple yards, I should say 2 yards. 2nd and 8 from their own 49-yard line or so Century, and nobody picked him up. Hit him hard, hit him low, wasn't about to let him go. Wow. Big number 55 laying the lumber early there. For Saddleback, how about that? That was Marcos Gonzalez, inside linebacker, senior, 5'10", 230 pounds, one of the bigger guys on that Saddleback side. Coach, nobody picked him up.
No, definitely. He's definitely got some speed. He definitely knows how to get into the holes and fill them, and he definitely did that play.
That was a nice hit. All right. And again, I like how guys hit low and wrap up and stay with them. They look sharp on defense. I'm impressed. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 for Century. They're running to the left side here as the quarterback kind of spins around a bit, and this is Gallegos on the carry, and he rolls his way down for about 7 or 8 yards, 6 or 7 yards, we'll call it. Or Cordillo on the carry. He short the first down about 3 yards. So if I'm Century, we're past the 50-yard line. I would not be surprised if they go for it. I think they're going to run a regular play here, and they'll probably take their time in snapping the ball to hopefully draw from their perspective, draw the defense off. But I don't think they're faking it here. I think they're going to go for a real play. That's the type of play that Coach Kriego would run. All right, the snap is there. Backfield man takes it. He's got enough for the first down. Thunders his way for more than enough for the first down. Needed 3, got about 13. And it's down to around the 28-yard line, and Knox was almost like a knife through soft butter on that one, Mr. Wasley.
Good. Go back to your basic play, basic off tackle. It worked. That's what you got to be able to do.
I think it was Century's number 5, I think, on that run. That was Jesse Carrasco, who's been the mainstay out of the backfield this year. That's 15 yards on that dash there. He's been averaging 93.3 yards a game on the ground. He's got 8 touchdowns to his credit so far. On the dash here on the left side this time, it kind of just runs into the Saddleback defender. I think it was one of the safety men or cornerback men, and
Josh again, number 4 on that safety.
The safety man, number 4, Josh Aguilar, who making a name for himself here in the second half. We didn't call his name out all that much in the first. Looking sharp here, making the stops. They have it at the 25-yard line, the plus 25. 3 minutes inside, 3 minutes and ticking here in the second half of the third quarter. or third quarter of the second half here. Ball's at the 25-yard line. Escamilla takes the snap, and he's going to run with it here. Or no, he's going to keep it. Gets past the first wave. A flag goes down as he goes down, and they kind of swing him down there and bull him down to the hole. And bringing it back. It'll be a holding call against the Century Centurions, and it seems like any time somebody gets something going, it's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, Coach.
Again, we just need to clean out what they're doing down there, because right now both teams are actually getting a little bit discouraged, or either that or just a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, so we've seen our share of penalties, but it's mostly been the small stuff. It's only seen 1 or 2 for 15 yards. Now we're showing he indicated face mask, I guess. Was that a face masking? I thought I saw him. No, I'm sorry, holding. He just did it near his face. He did it near his mouth there. I thought it was, okay, so it's a hold. My mistake. All right, shotgun, 2nd and 10. And this is, look out, Claudio, and he's looking for some more room, spinning around, still on his feet. Down he goes at around the 25-yard line or so. And Eduardo Claudio, again, he's a both-way player, plays defense and offense. And he's one thing I'll say for the Claudio kid on the Century side, he is very versatile.
Very versatile and durable.
So many different ways than one.
Oh, definitely. Again, I return back to what I said earlier in the game. He's definitely their playmaker.
He does some inside runs, some outside runs, some slant in, some fade routes, some outside passes. They use him all kinds of different ways. Coaches like those kinds of players. Versatility is the name of the game. This is Century dragging guys with him. They can't bring him down, and the weight difference here might be the big difference. He dragged a number of guys with him for about 10 yards,
like
and then
just said, he carried the whole thing.
He carried about 3 or 4 Saddleback guys with him there, and just bowled his way across the plane of the goal line for the touchdown. Touchdown Century from 24 yards out. That was a meat and potatoes play if I've ever seen one in my life. Wow.
Number 5 for Roscoe.
That guy is one tough kid, man. He is the mainstay, like I said, out of that offensive backfield for him on the ground, Jesse Carrasco. And you can show why he's their main leader. He doesn't take much of a blocking help to help him. He gets in a little bit of he makes the most out of it. And Century with a chance to go up here by 8 points with this extra point conversion kick. Mulder's Caudillo, the kicker, puts it through, and it is good. And it's 14-6 as the Saddleback Roadrunners trailing now here by needing a touchdown and 2 points to conversion, just a tie. But again, it's still, you could say, a 1-score game, and still a game that's got plenty of time to go in it. And we've seen our share of some mishaps and some mistakes and penalties. You got to clean it up at this point, because now you're down by a lot more.
Almost definitely. The offense definitely needs to pick up the pace here as far as Saddleback's concerned. Definitely the defense has stepped up, but this time the offense definitely has to do their job and put a score up on the board there for us.
Well, Knox, you know the old saying, good teams don't beat themselves, and we've seen a share of penalties. Again, mostly the small stuff, but at this point, if you're Saddleback, you can, like I said to Coach here, you can't afford that.
You can't, and
gotta clean it up.
I like the way they're just running their offense. They're using their size, and they're wearing them down, and they're just pouring over tackle. They're making go outside and inside. They're doing a nice job.
There was a size difference. There was a weight difference in the favor of a Century, and that play just
to kick in. I think it's starting to have an effect.
Yeah, that could be a factor here. And again, like I said, a lot of both-way players on both sides. Maybe a few more here for Saddleback than there are for Century. But my point is that you get this is nearing the end of games is when you find how much energy you have in your reserves and how in shape you are when you're on that field for just about all the plays when you're a both-way player. So that can be a factor in the fourth quarter. Fatigue, getting tired. Kind of a line drive kick. It's taken on a leap there by the return man, one of the taller guys here, and he blizzes his way down to about the 30-yard line before he is finally upended. The legs go flying, and that was the Roadrunners number 19, Mr. Garcia. Yeah, Edio Garcia. Yeah, Emilio Garcia, who's regularly a free safety and a wide receiver. He's a junior, 6'2", 160 pounds, as he gets out his guys out to the 30-yard line. So decent field position, but they got to do something with it. as now we've seen some interesting plays here on the offense for Saddleback. They're mainly running, but again, they can still keep their running game going. It's only a one-score game, but they need to push forward and make the most out of what they can right here, right now. Slot man goes in motion, left to right, or right to left, I should say. And they're trying to run it outside to that left side, and they do get a few yards, but not a lot, but maybe 3. Not bad. Number 82 came in there and clunked bodies with him. 82 is Ishmael Flores. Flores on the stop. And number
20.
Okay, number 20 for Boras, Daniel Boras. They can ill afford to lose him because they've already lost Franks, Isaiah Franks, the all-star backfield kid for. Was Franks an all-league player last year? I think he probably was. He had to have been.
I believe he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, I remember seeing him play last year against Century, and he was just like almost practically. It was more than just him, but he was like one of the two-man wrecking crew that when Saddleback played Century last year, he was responsible for a lot of the damage he did against the Centurions at Santa Ana Stadium back in the 2012 game. So they're stretching out his leg, they're tending to him. And you know, it was a long time ago that I played football, coach. So I was in an area that was really a dry area. I went to high school in Salt Lake City, and cramping wasn't too much of an issue. But you can even get cramps when the weather's not all that warm.
Right, definitely. It's just about fluids. These kids definitely have to get fluids in their body so they can stay hydrated. And this is basically what this kind of weather can do. You know, and, hopefully, as they worked it out, hopefully the cramps will go away. They'll be able to return.
Kind of like that color combination that Century's got. The black, silver, white, blue, and green. You got 5 colors down there. So for me, I would just change those uniform pants to be the black shirt and maybe gray pants or something like, or the silver pants, because that's a pretty sharp color combination. I like what they got as far as what they wear. So he's limping off the field there, being tended to. We'll see if he gets back on the field. That's again Daniel Boras. And he's not 100%, so he'll get some rest here. We'll see what happens with him. Hopefully he'll be able to be healthy and well enough to get back into the game. They need him. So, all right, so Saddleback is back, looking at second down, 5 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. And Toussaint is again your quarterback. He is in shotgun. He has a wing. See both sides. And the wing that goes in motion takes the pitch there on the scamper. Has got a good head of steam going. First tackle misses him. Second one just kind of slows him down and shoves him out of bounds. And needed about 5 yards to the first down. Got about 10. Not bad. A good scamper there. A well-called play and a well-executed play by Saddleback. And that was the ball carrier. Salcido. Brian Salcido coming in this game. He's actually one of the leading receivers. Brian Salcido's been a busy guy this year. 12 tackles on defense. He's a cornerback. And the rushing game, he's 13 carries, 84 yards coming in, averaging 6.46 yards per carry. That's pretty good. Averaging 28 yards a game on the ground, and his longest run of the year is 43 yards. Doing pretty well for the Roadrunners. 1st and 10 for the 44 of their own. Toussaint hands it off, and right down the middle there, and not much there because the middle of that defensive front lays the lumber right away. Good penetration. Knox, no one picked them up.
No, they didn't.
And number 1 was the main perpetrator on the play there. 1 for Century is Christian Gallegos. Again, he's a middle linebacker. Also had help from one of his linemen. Looked like I think 82 was involved in that stop too. 82 is Ishmael Flores. We are inside 15 seconds and ticking here in the third quarter. This will be the last play of the third quarter. It is 2nd and 9 from their own 45. Saddleback looking for some room on the left side. They have it. Can they make the most out of it? Puts a stiff arm up there and kind of gets swung around. Second guy comes in for the kill there and puts him down on the ground. That'll end the third quarter. Numbers 1 and 9 converge on that stop there for Century. 1 again is Christian Gallegos, and 9. Unfortunately, we don't have him on our program, so maybe they did some changing of numbers here before this, with the player suited up.
5-yard gain.
So he got 5 yards.
And that is the end.
And the ball will stay practically right where it is because he, of course, runs it to about the 50-yard line. They'll be switching sides. So we have a player down or slow to get up here on the Century side, or maybe he's just tying his shoe. I'm not sure, but they're looking. Can't see who that is. No, he's okay. He's up. So again, a quick-moving game here. Of course, Coach, when you got a lot of running plays and not a lot of plays, of course, ending on the sidelines, games move kind of quick.
Oh, most definitely. I like these kind of games because it really moves along.
Yep.
No penalty, penalties hasn't really affected the timeline as far as the plays is concerned. But we have had some.
Knox, I know I like kind of how the Century Centurions are using all the different weapons that they've got, and that kid number 5. Cordillo is that is one of the more versatile players I've seen.
Yeah, they've got they got some seriously good players and a good kicker. I still like him. He's going to be he's part of this. Good extra point again. They're kicking in. They're looking good.
So Saddleback again. They have a smaller squad, not as many kids on this squad.
They had a big injury.
Yeah, so, and then their star players out, so it might be a tall order for them, but they're doing all they can to get their score back. They're pulling forward for what they can here. Quarterback keeps it, and not much there. Now a very late flag is thrown. Second one is thrown on the other side, and Toussaint, the quarterback, kept it, but let's see what's going on inside. I didn't see anything physical. Maybe I missed it, but I would imagine something that late is probably a personal foul or something. It's got to be. Maybe somebody was just mouthing off or something. We'll see. I didn't catch anything physical, but I might have missed it.
Yeah, we might have.
But
they saw two separate ones. It wasn't a Me Too flag. I think they both saw something separately. Dead ball.
Yep, personal foul. Oh, it's against Saddleback. Well, again, they can ill afford this at this point in the game, as they need to get the score back.
Mental mistake can definitely change the course of a game, especially at this stage of the game. We definitely can't afford those kind of mental mistakes. So hopefully the kids will pull it together and play a game.
Having it at the 35 of your own is far different from having it at the 50. That's a big difference. Or 36-yard line as opposed to the plus 49. And so Saddleback will be. They got to get to the 46-yard line, or pardon me, 46-yard line, the opposite 46 for the first down. So let's see here. That's 10. 5, 10, 15, about 18 yards. Yeah, so they're in this fourth down situation with the punting unit on, so they're just going to boot it away. All right, so Boros is back on the field, so he's okay. Maybe not 100%, but he's okay to play. Gets the snap. A little bit of pressure, but gets it away. Again, not a high punt, but a decent punt. Taken right by the return man. He's got some room to return it. Had a good initial block there, and it finally goes down at around near midfield, just short of midfield. A good return. And again, a short field for the Century Centurions. And again, in a game that's, in the fourth quarter here, that can be a factor. Short field, Coach.
Almost definitely. Definitely, it's a short field situation for them. It'll be a lot easier for them to move the ball. They have shown that they can do that. So let's hope the defense show up and see what they can do as kind of slow down the pace.
So Escamilla is your quarterback, and again, just about both these quarterbacks have run total shotgun here tonight. Let's see if they keep that or how he lines up. Yep, they're staying in shotgun, so imbalanced backfield behind him, or no, well.
That's that pistol look, as they say. Yeah.
False start. Yeah, false start, legal procedure, false start, all kind of, sort of the same thing.
Kind of wandering around where they weren't set.
Whatever you want to call it, it's going to be 5 yards marched off against Century. So again, the penalties persist here in this game. It's been first quarter was kind of cleanly played as far as penalties. There weren't that many, and then they just kind of grew as the game went on, and that's continued here, unfortunately, in the second half, really for both sides. So that'll be, I'm sure it'll be, a few ear chewings, not on your side, but also on their side too, on the Saturday morning sessions there, Coach.
Oh, most definitely. That's definitely going to be addressed. I can guarantee you.
I would bet money on it myself too. Shotgun snap, of course, nothing else. It's been shot. Oh, a little bit of jumping by the defense, and the quarterback calls timeout, saw something he didn't like, or maybe there was just some kind of confusion there, but Escamilla comes over to consult with his offensive coordinator, and we'll get the signals cleared up. So, like I mentioned, Coach Thompson has seen plenty of action and activity, and been involved with many other schools and football programs, but again, he's a product of San Diego County, and he moved up here a few years ago to take over the Saddleback program after establishing himself a name as a coach down there in northern San Diego County for many years. Some guys for Saddleback that are not in tonight. I didn't mention the injuries. I meant to mention that earlier. I didn't. Shotgun and fake the give to the up man. The deep man takes it, and he just gets thumped there and hard.
Good job by 59.
Indeed. 59 and 70 in there caused Rican some havoc in the defense. 59 is Chris Rios, and big number 70, Anthony Delgado, laying the lumber too. Delgado made a good stop, and he made his presence felt on that play too. Let's see here. For Saddleback, left tackle Luis Roldan. He's back, but he won't be playing. He's on the sidelines, but not able to get into the game. Center, he hurt his foot, was Roberto. What was Roberto's last name? The guy who just hurt his foot? Torn ligament. I'm sorry.
Curly.
Oh, batted down, batted pass. Hands go up when the ball goes down. Somebody got their hands on it. I think it was big number, I think it was Rios. Yeah, 59, Rios. So he's playing some good heads-up football here in the second half. Nice job by him. Let's see here. Who else was... Rios last week, middle linebacker. He had 15 tackles alone in last week's game. He was a busy guy. Looking sharp here in the second half. And... Century Knox, they've been, they've thrown their share of football passes here tonight, but the quarterback has just been misjudging a little bit to how much of an arc he's got to put on that ball, either too short or too much. All right, third down, 16 yards to go. Throws it to the side, and it's just underthrown. So this quarterback, Escamilla, is just kind of misfiring consistently, unfortunately, all night. And he's got
a great pass. Receiver needs to catch that, though. But that was not a great pass.
Yeah, it was a little low.
But the receiver needs to go get it.
Yeah, he had plenty of room to get it, and there were no defenders really around him. He had the chance to pull up to get it, but it was incomplete. So essentially punting, and plenty of time on the clock, 10:20 to go. So Saddleback's got plenty of time to work with, plenty of time, obviously, but you need to do something with it. Chances are running thin as the clock continues to tick. So again, it's still a one-score game, but you can't squander any opportunities. Okay, the snap is there, good snap. Long snapper doing a good job tonight. Punts it away. Return man. Oh, he bobbles the ball and he covers it right. Now that's coach. That is good coaching. He didn't try to be a glory boy, scoop it up and run. He fell in it. He knows possessing the ball is the most important thing. I like seeing that in a high school player.
Oh, most definitely. Possession is definitely the key, especially with the time that we have now. We definitely need to get the ball so we can see what we can do with it at this time.
One thing I've always wondered is when you see a defensive lineman see a ball, let's see, being knocked loose, it's out in the flat, or a linebacker, and you see those guys how they almost can't resist. They want to scoop it up and run because they don't get a chance to score all that often. As you can understand, they're a defender. But when you see that, if they bobble the ball and they lose it, if it goes out of bounds, or if you lose possession, the opportunity to possession as a result of that, I'm sure that they get a lot of scolding on the sidelines when they come over to the side. I've seen it every now and then in some games down through the years.
Not only in the sideline, but at film time. That's definitely embarrassing.
Yeah. You want to? I know the coaches say, "Hey, fall on the ball, let the offense take care of it." But I can understand if they got a little room, a little time around them, they might want to try to be the glory boy. But he does the right thing and covers it up. So 29 got the ball on that one. Now Salcedo, and he had not much damage. Again, Brian Salcedo. You got clocked there by big number 85. 85 is Luis Quadros, who's got coming in this game, the defender, 2 sacks to his credit and 10 tackles on the season in 3 games so far. A loss of 3 yards. Second down and 13 here to go for the Roadrunners at their own 22-yard line or so. Toussaint takes the snap, fakes the give to the first man. The second man takes it, and he gets crunched there behind the line of scrimmage again, losing a yard or two. And again, that's Saddleback's number 29. 29 is Brian Salcedo. He had limited action in the first half, seeing a lot more action here in the second. He did all he could to escape those defenders, but they were right on him, and nobody picked him up. So officials call a timeout.
Injured player 72 for Century is slow getting up. They called timeout. They stopped the clock for him. He's off the field now.
Yeah, that is Angel Chavez, who is of course an offensive lineman. So he is coming off.
Century's doing a good job staying outside. They know the Saddleback needs to bust somebody to the outside, and they're with the misdirections, and they're doing a good job staying out there, keeping their leverage, stringing it out, and making the plays.
All right, so third down and 16 yards to go. So 2 losses of 3 yards in the previous 2 plays. They got to get some positive yardage here. And Toussaint keeps it, and he's running to the right, and he just gets thrashed and bashed, and down he goes. And that was all big number 85, I think. Is that 85? Yeah, 85. And man, he's just wreaking havoc in the backfield. Big Luis Quadros, 3rd sack of the season. He's got to be happy about that. And the Saddleback again. Opportunities are wearing thin here, so 8:20 and ticking here. They'll be punting from inside their own 5. The punter will be standing. That's number 20 again. That's
Fourth and long.
so 4th and about 20. Yeah, that's Bordas, Daniel Bordas. He got hurt a little bit earlier, but is okay now. And the punt is blocked. Punt is blocked, and it goes in the back of the end zone. That'll be a
I believe, let me get the number here, 65. Got the left arm up and blocked it.
hands go up, and the ball goes out in the back of the end zone. It's a safety, Alan Escobar. And that'll be, of course, 2 points for Century. So it is now 16-6, and this is now, of course, a 2-score game.
I commented earlier, I thought they were doing a good job on the log snap at the punt, but you make a mistake, and that happens, and 2 points, which is very important right now because it's now 16-6, 10 points. Yep. Can't do that in one score, folks.
That's right. And like we said, Coach, earlier, I wasn't trying to be a prophet, but I sounded like one. So as I like to tell people, I often sound brighter than I am. But like I said, there's 3 squads on every team: offense, defense, and special teams. Special teams making the difference right there.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. And as you stated, there's 3 squads. And right now, our special team just made a little mistake there. It cost us 2 points. But hopefully our offense and defense will come right back and take care of business.
Of course, Knox, you live out there in Upland, Upland High School, of course, the only public high school in the city of Upland. And then, of course, you got Los Osos and Ranch Cucamonga. Some of the upper echelon squads in football every year. How are things going out there this season?
Upland scheduled 2 teams early. I think they played Mater Dei and Oaks Christian. Got whacked by both. They'll be fine, though. Yeah. They've had a lot of transfer issues. You've heard about those all over the Southland. Upland's been, people want to come to Upland.
Heard about that.
And there's a whole big deal. Our neighbor is the new athletic director, so he's deeply involved. He just says, read the paper, find out what's going on.
Huh. So they kick it off and taking a very short kick. Again, well, I shouldn't say short kick. You're kicking it off from the 20 when you kick off after a safety.
You punt from the 20. You have a free kick from the 20.
Yeah, free kick. Your choice. You can punt it or kick it off, either way. And so again, Century working with a very short field once again. It's receiver took it around the 38-yard line, and he dashes it up to the plus 40-yard line. So a return of about 18 yards. Good return. So Century again working with a short field and up not comfortably, but comfortably enough by 10 points right now. And if you're the Century Centurions, if I'm them, I'm just going to try to probably keep the ball on the ground and just work that clock and make that clock my friend as much as I can in this type of situation. So they got the wing to that right side, and they run to that right side. Blocking help is not quite there, but the space is there. Good balance there by that ball carrier. Kind of swung around, spun around, but stayed on his feet. And he got about 10 yards, 12 yards on that play. Picks up the first down on the first down. Any coach will take that. They're moving the sticks. That was big number 5. And again, 5, mainstay ball carrier for Century. And that is Jesse Carrasco with 2 R's in the middle. Carrasco is only a sophomore, and he is a polished player because he's their leading rusher by far in a very big way, far above all the others. Carrasco gets his guys about 12 yards, about 11, 12 yards. 1st and 10 from the 28, 12 yards. Yep, that's what it was. Fake to get to the first man, second man takes it. A little misdirection run play, and he blizzes his way down about the 25-yard line before he's cut down. And again, that was Carrasco. And Toussaint, one of your both-way players there, Coach, quarterback, and of course looks like he's a, I guess, a safety man, or is he cornerback? Safety?
Yeah, he's actually playing corner tonight as far as on defense. Definitely, he's definitely a versatile player as well. Just haven't gotten everything clicking as far as offense, but he's definitely helping out on defense.
And one of the taller kids there on the side for Saddleback. All right, 3 yards regained, 2nd and 7 for the 25. They catch him from behind. Good snuff out tackles there early. No one picked them up. Good penetration right away by Saddleback.
What Century's doing is tighten up the formations and just tighten up and just play ball control, run the ball down. That was a double reverse. 2 handoffs inside in very close quarters. But that's what they're doing. Just look what they're just tighten down and say, we're going to keep it close.
Close to the vest and burn the clock.
Yeah, don't fumble, move the ball.
And that's exactly what you want to do if you're in a situation like Century is in. So they're following the plan to a T and trying to maintain control of this game. All right. And he was rolling to his left here. Maybe kind of a semi-busted play. Looked like they wanted to. Oh, look out! Bobble the ball there. Did Saddleback get it back?
They lost it.
Oh, about that. So Saddleback, they'll have some hope here. They get the ball.
Good tackle. Good tackle. And he dropped the ball.
29 recovers for the Saddleback Roadrunners, and that is again from Ryan Salcedo. So Salcedo saw limited action in the first half. Didn't call out his name all that much in the first half. He's been all over the field here tonight, Coach. In the second, he's looking sharp, playing a good game tonight.
Almost definitely. He steps up every time for us. He's definitely one of our hardest hitter, and you know, if he plays the game right tonight, he'll probably be one of our top players tonight.
Well, we're inside 6 minutes, 5:52 here in the game, and if you're a Saddleback, you know, you need 2 scores, and you got to get one of them, because you know you're battling 2 opponents down there on the field. You're battling Century, but you're also battling the clock at this point. You need to do something soon, but they know it. Shotgun flag is thrown, and down the field, down the middle here, but they're probably going to bring this one back as they toss that one in the offensive backfield there, and that's a shame, because that was about a gain of about 17 yards, and that's Smarts. False start. Oh man, 18-yard gain is negated, and Coach, that's not the first time we've seen a good game by you guys snuffed out by penalty. This is not good.
Oh no, definitely not. Mental mistake, as I mentioned earlier. Mental mistake is definitely key to this game at this point right now.
Penalties will kill you, and like the old saying goes, good teams don't beat themselves, and Saddleback right now is not aiding their cause at all. That's Smarts, because that was a nice play, that was a good gain, and they needed that. Well, all right, they maintained it down here. It'll be first down and 15 yards to go, so it's not the, again, it's the smaller penalties that are killing them, because again, it's snuffed out a really good gain, and that could be a difference maker right there. All right, Toussaint takes the snap here, and we have whistles but no flags. And I think, oh, okay, they call a timeout before the ball will snap. Saddleback call a timeout. They want to talk with their offensive coordinator and talk with their troops here before they resume another play. So they'll take a bit of a breather, get some water, and discuss strategy in a game that they still have some hopes here. But if you're Saddleback, you got to click soon here, or your hopes are going to be on the ropes. So let's see here.
Quarterback Booster Club. Chili dog.
I might need to change the battery. Try to hold it in.
Hot dog. They're hot.
Okay.
Chili.
So we have a halftime, or a timeout break here, and let's see here. Just looking at some notes here. You know, coming in this game, I was talking to Coach Thompson. He said, you know, really coming in this game, our thing is health and injuries and who's healthy and who's well. And we lost another player here tonight with Franks, as you can see. But you know, but Coach Petit, you know, Coach Thompson told me that really turnovers and penalties coming in this game have been kind of low. Hasn't been much of a factor this year.
No, it hasn't. We actually have some really good kids that have played the game fairly well. Unfortunately, tonight is not one of those nights where we have turned the ball over and we made some mental mistakes that have actually cost us some really big plays, as you see earlier.
So that was Saddleback's number 28. I think it was Antonio Soto. Yeah, Soto on the dash. He got a few. He got about 3 yards. I thought it was a little bit more, but they marked it at the 30-yard line. So we'll call it 2nd down and 7 from the 30. Wingbacks are in. The single back set is in, and the single back takes the snap here, and he is immediately hit and knocked down. He kind of gains yards as he goes down, which is always the sign of a good player. That's Soto. And Soto got flattened there by a couple black shirts, including 69, or pardon me, 63, Mark Zamora. Mark Zamora, one of the defensive linemen, and he is coming in this game, has 11 tackles on the season, having a good season for these guys so far on defense. Makes a solo stop right there. Good play. So a money play here right now for Saddleback. And
big play. If they don't get this, it's really uphill.
This is very key right here. If they're still going to be in this game. 3rd and 4 from the 33. Here's a pitch. And look out. Trying to get some crate and turn the corner on that left side. They can't quite do it. In the first half, the perimeter plays coach were working. In the second half, not so much. Flag goes down as the play is nearing its end. And
on Century for a face match, I believe.
So Coach Petit says, tell us, Inkling shows a face mask against Century.
They got their first down. They kept it going.
Well, at this point, you'll take it any way you can get it, by way of the penalty, by way of the run, by way of the pass. Penalty, it comes this way, and it puts them in a good spot here. There's still hope for the Saddleback Roadrunners. They're looking at 1st and 10 here from the 49 after it's marked off for the 15 yards and the penalty. Again, face masking, you can't do that. And Saddleback.
For the Roadrunners.
The opportunity is still there. Toussaint awaits the snap. His man goes in motion. And while the motion man goes to the right, the play goes to the left. But again, that right side of the defensive line and the linebackers stay with him. And that's a penalty. That was some after the play fisticuffs right there. 69 and 89, I guess. And I'm not sure.
63 just did a face mask as well. I believe it's a dead ball foul face mask on 63.
Yeah, on the blocker.
Yeah,
The guy was coming out to block and he grabbed it. Did that right in the wide open, right in front of the referees.
Yeah, that was on the near side of the field, closer to us. 63, I believe it was. Yeah, 63 for Century Mark Zamora, and against one of the linemen there for Saddleback. So again, that's 2 major shots in the arm of 15 yards. Saddleback will take it, and gladly, and they are looking at 1st and 10 from the plus 36, 37 yard line or so. 3:26 and counting in this game, but they got to score quickly because again, they need 2 scores. Toussaint takes the snap. Right down the middle they go, off tackle to the left side, or off the guard to the left side, I should say, really. And that is Daniel Bodas, who looks like he's perfectly healthy now after slowly coming up the field earlier in the second half here. Looks to be okay. He's got his energy about him. But they got to go quicker in these huddles, Coach. The time is of the essence right now, and you know that.
Oh, most definitely. We got 2 minutes, less than 3 minutes to go in the game. We definitely need to hustle it up. Definitely need to move the ball quickly.
Can still do something here. 2nd and 2. That was an 8-yard gain. Nice play on that play. I thought it was less. It's more. It's 2nd and 2 here from the 25. Down the middle they go, keeping it between the tackles, dragging guys with him, and just bullying into those defenders there, really throwing his body into it. More than enough the first down. Needed 2, got about 8. So nice job by the, was that Boris again? Boris. Again, Boris and his number being called once again. Boris, kind of like the Timex watch, takes a licking and keeps on ticking, Coach.
Oh, most
I'm impressed by him.
He's a junior, but he's actually a sophomore, and he's definitely playing up to the role right now.
Really kind of taking over for Franks, because Franks is out of the game completely at the hospital. Incomplete, overthrown, tightly covered too.
Good inside defense. He kept his position very well.
And he stayed with him step for step, no question about it. Incomplete, and so clock will stop there with 2:22 remaining, and in a game that's been hard fought all the way, and in the passing game tonight, neither side has been really stellar, but some good plays being called, a wide variety of different kind of passing plays we've seen, and the quarterbacks have just been underthrowing, overthrowing a little bit, but they need to do something here quick, and they'll 3 more shots at it. It's 2nd down. Toussaint takes a snap, and he gives to his first man, his up man, and he is met there by 3 guys in black shirts, including number 1. Number 1 is Christian Gallegos, who again has just been an absolute terror for them on defense this season. He's been their mainstay linebacker. He's a tough guy. Bodas again, and he gets to about the 16-yard line. No gain, really. We'll call this, they got to get to the 10-yard line. Yeah, just past the 10-yard line for the first down. We'll still call it a long 6 yards to go. 3rd and 6 for the first down from the 16, from the plus 16. Takes a snap, pitch to the left side here, looking for some room, and now hits the lane. Ooh, his legs go flying just short of the first down. He hit the lane nicely, had a good head of steam going, but they closed the gap pretty quick there. The linebackers converged and made the stop, and they're near but a short for the first down, probably by maybe, I'm guessing, a yard there, Coach. That was a good play calling there. He hit the lane nicely, but
a good block out there to get the defensive end.
It's a good initial protection there, but the downfield linebackers saw it coming and stopped him up before he could get that first down. And of course, we got a huge money play coming up over here after this timeout. But we've seen some interesting play calling really on both sides here tonight, I got to say.
Oh, most definitely. It's been a very intriguing game, especially fought close in, in the trenches, and that's where the games can be won, right in the trenches. And they have done a great job on both sides in working that.
Yeah. It's been an even, kind of even battle amongst that line of scrimmage, but I would say as the second half has progressed, it's been a little bit more Century than it has Saddleback. And
it started off Century. Most of the first half was Saddleback. Into the first half was Century, and they've pretty well controlled it since.
Yeah, they are playing some good football. They've had their share of penalties certainly, but
4th and 2.
4th and 2. This is it, folks. This is the game. And 132 remains in this game. They need. They need to answer the bell right here, right now. 2 receivers on that left side, and they keep it on the ground here. I think they've got enough the first down. And he gets cuffed in the head there, and down he goes. And he throws the ball back to the official right away. They want to get this set up and quick. They need to. And that is number 29 there. 29 again is Brian Salcido. Bring their players in, and again, time is of the essence here. You need every second that's ticking. You got to score, and you got to score quick. First and goal from the 7 or so, call it the 7.5. And this is Toussaint on the run here, and he just gets smothered there by 3 black shirts down. They stayed with him quite well. And
they were trying to run the option that time. He kept it.
Mark Zamora, one of the
well defensed.
Main perpetrator in the play was Zamora. Mark Zamora stayed with him. And again, we're inside a minute here to go, 56 seconds and ticking. And they really need to run these plays quickly here. They're gonna have to probably throw it, even though they're at the 5-yard line, just for time's sake. And he got hit and knocked down right away, maybe a yard. And I'm not sure if Saddleback has got any timeouts left. I think they have one. They do call a timeout. And of course, if you run a running play, and if you don't get it in, the clock is going to continue to tick. And I'm a little surprised that you guys aren't throwing a little bit, just so in case it doesn't, if it's not caught, at least it'll stop the clock.
Most definitely. The coach probably knows exactly what he's doing here. Hopefully that we can punch it in and maybe go for the onside kick and hopefully recover it, and then maybe we'll work from there.
Yeah, well, the running game has been good, but so has the defense. The defense has gotten, I won't say stronger as the game goes on for Century, but it certainly has stayed strong and looked good and played a good game well into the second half here. So we've got the ball at the 2-yard line. I think that I know that if Saddleback has any timeouts left, they've got 1 at most, and that's got to be it. I don't think they have any.
I think they've used them all.
Some of the scoreboards will indicate timeouts left, but this is a scoreboard that does not show that, so we don't know. But it's either 0 or 1, and I think it's 0.
I think it's 0, but there may be 1, but I doubt it.
Yeah, if there's any, it's just 1. So 3rd down and goal to go for the 2, and my guess is they're going to keep it on the ground because that's what they've done all this time. It's been and running has gotten them this far. And
touchdown.
He's in. So Saddleback scores.
Just pop them up the middle, spread everybody out, make it look like they're going wide, and pop it up the middle. That's a great play.
He got hit, but not before he was across. And I think that was that 22 or 20? 28. Okay. That is 28, Soto. Okay, Antonio Soto, who has gotten the ball here intermittently throughout the game. Saw him a little more action in the first half than the second, but Soto crashes across. It's 16-12, the extra point to come here. And this is very important because you want to make sure you're within 3, but they're lining up for 2, surprisingly.
If they could win.
Yeah, they want to get the win. That's what they're going for. They figure they can get across with the running because they've had a very good running game so far.
They blew it dead.
They probably blew it dead first. That's no good.
They blew it dead.
His motion was stopped.
They say he was stopped.
And so the 2-point conversion does not convert.
We couldn't tell. They thought the play was stopped, so they blew it dead.
Well, I got to give Coach Rob Thompson a gold star for certainly wanting to, playing a winning type football. He wanted to get that 2-point conversion, so he's within
2, kick a field goal.
Yeah. That's a coach with a winning attitude, not just somebody who's going for a tie. And even though it failed, you got to give him credit for at least trying. And they'll still, of course, onside kick it because they want to get it back. Because if they still get, they'll have to score a touchdown. So he puts his, you know, he put it all on the line, and you got to respect anybody who's willing to gamble and go for a win, even if it means he might not make it. He didn't make it, but again, there's still a chance here because the onside kick has got to be, kickoff has to come. We have 36 seconds and change, and either way, you're going to have to onside kick it to do something. So, of course, the problem is, though, of course, guys at Century, of course, knows it's coming too, so they're expecting it. We'll see what happens.
It will fool absolutely no one.
Exactly. Exactly. But that's a good thing about football, and of course, in any grade level football, all the ball has to do is travel 10 yards, and it's anybody's ball. So they will tee it up at an angle here.
Yeah, in high school, you can still overload. In college, in pro, you can't anymore. You have to have even, but they can overload one side. So that's what they're doing, coming this way. An entanglement of people right here.
So he
good kick.
It into the ground here, and
didn't go 10.
I don't think it went 10 yards. It was touched by a Saddleback player, I believe, before it went to 10 yards.
And he's marking it right now. He hit it at 9, and the side judge spotted it right there. Not 10. It'll be first down for Century. That should be kneel down time. Ball game
for the Century Centurions. Yeah, they'll just take a knee and maybe they'll run one play on the ground and that'll be it. But they'll just take it. Yeah, you're right. They'll take a knee.
Victory formation.
So it's
in high school, the rules are you just go down.
Well, we've seen a hard-fought game, an even game, and again, Saddleback still looking. You guys are still looking, Coach, for your first victory, but it was a great effort here tonight, and I got to give them some credit for playing their game and going down there and scoring late when the pressure was on and doing all they could to. We have a whistle blowing here. Yep, and that's the quarterback just took it and took the knee. So this will be they're probably not going to run any more plays. This is going to be the end of the game. But we did see, gentlemen, a pretty hard-fought, evenly played football game. Some interesting plays on the ground and through the air. Century High School moving to 4-0, and Saddleback unfortunately dropping to 0-4. But you know, this one really could have gone either way. You could have argued that maybe there was a strength or a size difference there at the end that maybe was a bit of a factor, or the energy factor with with as many both way players as you have, Coach. But I'll say this for Rob Thompson: he went down his way, and was thinking about win more than tie with the conversion there. They didn't get the onside kick. They came close, very close. But again, the errors and the penalties are something out to address, because I won't say that was the reason why you guys lost tonight, but it certainly didn't help.
Oh, most definitely. You know, all in all, I give my hats to Century for coming out playing the game, but I also got to give our kids one hard-fought game. You know, this was definitely supposed to be a blowout game. Yeah. But you know what? We came with heart, and that's all that it takes. You know.
And this was one where you address those penalties. Your squad seems to be a team kind of on almost like the cusp, like they're almost there. You know, it's just a few things that got to be addressed, and it could be turned around.
Definitely, mental mistakes was definitely, especially in this last quarter, they definitely had an opportunity they took the ball away, but they didn't complete the game. So mental mistakes actually hurt us tonight. But again, that comes with playing the game.
Yeah.
And I gotta take my hat off to Century again, like I said, and again to our kids for coming out and playing. We lost a big star in our lineup, but they still came out and fought tonight.
It could have been different if Frank had stayed healthy. Unfortunately, he only had a few touches in the first half, and then he went. What was the trouble with Frank? What did he hurt?
Unfortunately, I haven't gotten the detail from Coach yet, but they took him to the hospital for precautionary measures. All he had stated.
I see. Well, Knox, we kind of saw a game that we kind of like, old-fashioned Smith. Yeah, we saw our share a little bit passing, especially on the Century side. They threw the ball, especially more in the first half than the second. But it was a quick-moving game. It was a well-played game, especially on the Century side. We saw our share of penalties, yeah. That in between, middle of the tackle stuff. I got to admit, I'm old-fashioned. I kind of like that type of football, and we saw one like that here tonight.
Good game, good high school game. Century played well. They had it. Saddleback had their chances. First half, most of the first half was theirs. Second half, they had their chances, couldn't quite pull it together. Century pulled up, got strong when they needed to, made the good plays.
Yes, they did. So again, the final score here from Seegersman High School, Century High School winning 16-12 with 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and they look good doing it, and won the battle in the trenches, and especially on the ground here in the second half as the game progressed. Well, my name is Peter Pigskin Hebda, and for Channel 31 SAUSD TV, want to thank everybody really for joining us here tonight. We had a good time doing this game, and we'll catch you next time for our next game. That we'll be announcing. We'll have a few more here before the season's out, and I'm sure we'll do a playoff or two for whoever's qualifies for the postseason. We'll be out here for a Valley game soon, because Valley's the only school we haven't covered yet, and we'll get to them as soon as we can the next time they're at home. And so look for that in the coming weeks. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Good night.